What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. I don't know how Angels fans do it. Maybe they're just powered by the magic of Disney and Anaheim breweries, and there's no time to be sad because even though their baseball team stinks, it's just they live in Anaheim, so everything's fine because we have to talk about the Angels even more today, and just like the last few years, it's nothing but negativity. Aside from the Angels mess that we're going to get into, the Giants made some history with their brand new manager. We have a couple different stories about Ohtani and the manager of the Blue Jays going back and forth. The manager of the Blue Jays said that he wants Ohtani to bring back the hat that the Blue Jays gave him in their meeting a few years ago when Ohtani went to the Dodgers. So yeah, Ohtani responded to that. We have some breaking news about Bo Bichette. Is he going to be on the World Series roster or not? And we have to break down Kazuma Akamoto, one of the biggest superstars over in Japan. He's officially being posted so we could see him next year. So I want to talk about his game. We'll get into all of that and more in today's MLB recap. This is a series where we do exactly that. We recap almost every baseball story almost every single day, so stick around and grow the game with me. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And please don't forget to save 20 bucks off on SeatGeek with code Fuzzy. And if you've never tried Underdog Fantasy, this weekend is going to be the first of baseball, football, basketball. So if you want to get 100 bucks, all you have to do is put down 5 after you enter code Fuzzy. It's that simple. Even if you lose, they're going to give you that 100 bucks. But as always, please play responsibly. Now that we have all of the panhandling and YouTube stuff out the way, let's talk about the brand new manager of the San Francisco Giants, Tony Vitello. He is the first coach in Major League Baseball history to be given a big league job, like the job, without any professional experience. He is essentially pulling a, what was that guy back in the day? I don't know why I just aged myself back in the day in air quotes. This was 2010, so I guess I'm just unk. But Mike Leake, he completely skipped the minor leagues. He was drafted by the Reds, and the next time that we saw him, he was in Major League Baseball. So also, one of the last guys to do it was Garrett Crochet, who was on Tennessee. He went from Tennessee to the White Sox. Yeah, Tony Vitello is coming from Tennessee. He's going to make almost $4 million a year to try and right the ship in San Francisco. And when he was with Tennessee, his players absolutely loved him. He went 341 and 131. He also won a Natty in 2024. The Giants, they've gone 4 consecutive seasons without making the playoffs. They went 81 and 81 last year. They were one of the worst teams in baseball after acquiring Rafael Devers. But we know that Drew Gilbert was a big lightning rod. He played under Tony Vitello over the last few years, so it's going to be fun to see those guys back in action because Tony, he's young, he's fiery, he runs around the field during walk-offs, and he's basically one of the dudes. It's kind of been fun to watch. I'd never really heard of this guy before because I'm not really into college baseball like I used to. I'm just so busy, but this guy seems like he's going to be a lightning rod, and I'm excited to see it. From one brand new managerial hire to another, Kurt Suzuki was only given a 1-year deal by the Angels, so this kind of starts the whole discussion of today's title. The Angels are a mess. So the fact that Kurt Suzuki, a brand new manager, only got 1 year, a lot of Angels fans are speculating why that is, but then again, they're fans of the Angels. So it kind of makes sense because why would they keep a manager past a year? They're going to test this guy out, see if he can fix things. Probably not, but hey, give him a chance. That's not the biggest story. Obviously, Kurt being hired is cool, but again, the 1-year thing was kind of weird, but that leads us into our segue. Yusei Kikuchi, he made some comments about the Angels facilities, the fact that the AC, the air conditioning in the workout room sometimes did not work, and if you know anything about working out without AC, it is miserable. The GM of the Angels, Perry Minasian, I think that's how you say his last name. I keep forgetting how to say it. I just don't really care. Perry, he was not happy with those comments. He basically said out flat, it's cold in there and the AC works really well. And then people, like, I don't know how you guys find this. Then it was found out that the Angels had put out a literal job application for an HVAC technician. Now, obviously, that's just hilarious timing considering Perry's like, nah, the AC's fine, and then they put out a job application. That was just kind of nitpicking. Obviously, an HVAC tech. It was in a slew of other jobs that the Angels have put out there on their website that they need guys to work, whether it's HVAC or any other facility in the stadium. But Yusei's not the only guy to make comments about the facilities in Angel Stadium. Kevin Pillar, the former Angel, he had a breakout year with them. He was quoted on Foul Territory saying, the inner workings of the clubhouse, the weight room, the hot tub always had problems too. Artie, the owner of the Angels, definitely needs to spend money and fix that internal workings of the clubhouse, the weight room, the locker room. I mean, it's a big selling point to get players, and the Angels are very, very far behind a lot of places I've been. And remember, this is Kevin Pillar. He's been on a lot of teams. So far, we talked about the Angels getting a brand new manager, Kurt Suzuki, but it's only on a 1-year deal. Kevin Pillar and Yusei Kikuchi have called out the AC, the hot tub, the facilities of Angel Stadium, and that the owner of the Angels needs to invest more, and then the GM is saying that's not true. AC is very good here. It's very cold here. And then behind the scenes, all of this, the Tyler Skaggs testimonial thing is going on right now. I think Mike Trout was called, and Mike Trout was questioned and admitted to conducting dares in the clubhouse. This is alleged, by the way. Again, I'm reading this through the grapevine of Twitter, so take it with a grain of salt, but this is allegedly admitted by Mike Trout. They involved K eating a popped pimple off of Trout's back, taking a 90-mile-per-hour fastball to the leg, taking a fastball thrown by Calhoun off the head while wearing a Philadelphia Eagles helmet, eating a bug off the clubhouse floor, and shaving his eyebrows. Trout ended it by saying, "I'm not proud of it." What is going on with the Angels? I feel like a mess is an understatement. It's evil. I'm not joking. A priest needs to go into Angel Stadium and demand that Artem Moreno sells the team, and they need to go around with sage and frankincense and myrrh, whatever they use that baby Jesus' birth, and just redo the whole vibes of Angel Stadium, because right now, Angel Stadium it's just not that. It's the gates of hell. Now, one thing I will say, a lot of Angels fans are coming to the defense of Mike Trout, basically saying that this is not a singularity, that most professional teams, whether it's college or professional, engage in some sort of hazing or daring. It doesn't make it okay, though, and I'm with Trout. You should not be proud of this stuff. I just pray that the Tyler Skaggs situation ends with people being held accountable and the Angels really trying to right the ship, and I don't know if that's even possible, but hopefully Kurt Suzuki and crew, they can really just change things going forward and completely flip the franchise. So we are going to preview Game 1 of the World Series. We have the starters officially named. We also have some newcomers on the roster. I want to talk about a newcomer to the game of baseball coming as soon as maybe next year, Kazuma Akamoto. He just got posted. He's a 29-year-old first baseman outfielder who's done severe damage overseas without striking out too much. But again, I've said this before, take it with a grain of salt with some of these overseas stats because they don't throw relatively hard compared to Major League Baseball. Kazuma had 6 consecutive seasons of 30-plus home runs with 39 back in 2021. He got to 40 in 2023, but he had only 27 home runs last year with a whopping 37 doubles. Now, I will admit, again, his numbers cratered on fastballs above 94 miles per hour, so there's always that bugaboo with predicting talent. Hopefully, he's going to be good because we do not want another Shogo Akiyama on our hands. Shifting to another guy who came from overseas, the best player in the history of baseball. So, if anything, I know I say take it with a grain of salt, literally the best baseball player and athlete of all time came from overseas. The manager of the Blue Jays said, I quote, "I hope he brought his hat." What are we talking about? Well, Ohtani met with the Blue Jays a few years ago. They were in a meeting and they gave Ohtani a Blue Jays hat. Schneider was joking around saying that hopefully he brought it back. And then he said the jacket. Yeah. And the jacket for Decoy, he added a reference to Ohtani's dog. It's like, give us our stuff back already. Talking about the hat and Decoy's jacket. He's clearly playing around, which ultimately led to a few deranged humans on the internet just fighting over this as if it was an actual statement that was meant to take literally. Some of you guys need psychiatric help. It's embarrassing. You spend your whole life inside. Stop doing that. You have a whole life to live. You get one chance. Just my warning out there. Just stop spending your entire day on Twitter. It's embarrassing. Anyways, Ohtani caught wind of this through a reporter. He responded with a smile. He said that the Blue Jays hat that he took was actually in his garage, and they ended it by saying the Blue Jays were a top-class organization. Then we found out that Roki almost went to the Blue Jays as well, but obviously Yamamoto and Ohtani, I mean, those are some of his biggest idols and best friends from Team Japan. He wasn't going to pass up on that. Here we go. Let's preview Game 1 happening tonight. I'll be live on Playback with my boy Cougs46. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yesavage, Trey Yesavage, the rookie, is going for the Blue Jays in Toronto for Game 1. He's going to walk 2 or 3 hitters like always, but he's also going to miss a ton of bats and get these Dodger hitters to chase the splitter. He had a 111 batting average against that splitter in the regular season with a near 60% whiff rate. Against the fastball, hitters had a 318 batting average, so he's going to have to really tunnel because that fastball can get hit. Blake Snell, on the other hand, he's had a lot of action against these Blue Jays because he was on the Rays back in the day. The strikeouts go down and the walks go up against these current Jays hitters. I mean, he has a near 13% walk rate versus the current Jays roster, but he's still holding them to a sub 220 batting average, and in his career in Toronto over 38 innings, he has a 2.6 ERA, so he still holds his own. Bo Bichette is back, and this is on the 9-year anniversary of Kyle Schwarber coming back from the ACL and MCL thing that happened in center field, and they were giving him an 8-month prognosis that he's not going to come back. He came back a few months later, and he hit 4-something in the World Series. Bo Bichette is having a knee issue as well, but he's coming back. He was on pace to be the only guy with 200 base hits. He and Trey Turner were both on pace, but then they had some injuries. Bo Bichette would be way over 1,000 hits already if it wasn't for the shortened season in 2020, and obviously these injuries that he's been unlucky. Ty France is on the roster as well. Joey Loperfido and Yariel Rodriguez, Y-Rod, they've been left off. And I do want to send some prayers, like big prayers out to Alex Vesia. He is off the World Series roster as of this moment. He can maybe come back for game 3, but he is going through something with his wife, who I believe is pregnant. So every prayer you can possibly imagine is being sent towards Vesia and his family. Ben Casparius, he's off as well. So Will Klein, he makes it, as well as Edgardo Henriquez. Both are disgusting. Edgardo throws a 101 to 102 mile per hour sinker. He's got a wipeout slider when he's allowed to use it. So there you go. Who do you think is going to win game 1, and who do you think is going to win the series? And with that, let's end today's recap with this day in MLB history. Back in 2007, Dustin Pedroia became the first rookie ever to lead off the World Series with a home run. 5 years later, Pablo Sandoval, he hit 3 home runs in the World Series. He joined Babe Ruth, Reggie Jackson, and Albert Pujols as some of the only players in MLB history to do that. And then in 2020, Randy Arozarena became him. He had 10 home runs, but on today's date, he had his 9th, which officially broke the record. Again, he had 10 total. Randy was not good this postseason, which makes me very sad. So hopefully he can recapture that postseason magic in the next few playoffs, because he's still a lot of fun to watch when he's right. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you made it to this point in the video. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as on Underdog Fantasy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe.